Thanks for tuning in. It's 3 p.m. Thursday, April 24th here in Korea. Live from Seoul, I'm Moon Gun-young. Today is the last day of the neap tide cycle when currents reach their slowest points, and rescuers are accelerating their operations at the site of the Sewol-ho ferry accident. Now, this is because weather conditions there are expected to worsen as we head into the weekend. Now, hopes for any survivors are increasingly dimming at this point as the death toll continues to rise, with only more bodies being retrieved from the site and the number of missing declining. The death toll at this hour stands at 171, leaving the number of the missing passengers at 131. Of course, most of them, as we have previously mentioned, students from a single high school in Ansan, which is a suburb area of Seoul. The rescue team has been attempting to enter the center area of the fourth level cabins where most of the students are believed to have stayed when the ferry capsized, but no word yet on whether that was a success. Today's rescue operations will be conducted with the biggest rescue team yet, with more than 700 rescue personnel, 261 rescue boats, and 35 aircraft. The rescue teams have been focusing their search on the third and fourth levels of the vessel, and so far they have said they have not found any air pockets, reducing the chance of finding any survivors. Now, another event closely watched here in Korea is a joint investigation by the police and prosecutors on the captain and crew of the sunken vessel, as well as the ferry operator. Out of the 15 rescued crew members that left the capsizing Sewol-ho ferry, some or maybe even all of the 11 crew members that have been taken into custody could face charges. The prosecution is looking into whether the crew could be charged with what's called homicide by negligence. The owner of the Sewol-ho ferry and the founder, Chung Hae-jin Marine Company, meanwhile, is also under fire. Following the raid of the offices and homes of the company owner and founder Yoo Byung-won yesterday, the prosecution is looking into whether the Chung Hae-jin Company had used its finances to bribe high-ranking government officials. The company's audit report last year shows its entertainment expenses since 2001 amounted to over $900,000. The government, meanwhile, has ordered all ministries to review their disaster countermeasure manuals after the Coast Guard and the government's slow response to the sinking spurred outrage by the public and the victims' families. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of mourners are paying their tribute and saying their last goodbyes to the victims of the ferry's sinking, and this at a temporary group memorial altar set up in Ansan, which is the city most touched by the disaster. Just yesterday alone, nearly 14,000 mourners visited the site, including politicians and celebrities, of course, and average Koreans. The temporary altar will be open for 24 hours until an official group memorial altar is set up next week. Now, for those people who can't make it to Ansan, the local government has opened a messaging service so they can send text messages of condolences. Now, shifting to general news, new satellite imagery suggests North Korea has completed expansion of a centrifuge facility at its Yongbyon nuclear site and could now be installing equipment or even centrifuges inside. Now, this is according to an analysis of satellite images by the Institute for Science and International Security, which reported last August that North Korea had doubled the size of its gas centrifuge plant at the complex. While images taken in early April show no significant alterations had been made to the centrifuge building, suggesting North Korea could now be concentrating on setting up equipment inside. The imagery also shows water being discharged near a 5-megawatt electric reactor at the site in April, suggesting the reactor is likely up and running. Now, those are the stories we're following at this hour. Join us again for a full broadcast in about half an hour time at 4 p.m. Korea time. Until then, goodbye.